I basically raised myself. I never was close with my family. I don't know a lot of them. I dropped out of school when I was 12 years old, middle school. But because of the No Child Left Behind program, I was forced into high school, even though I never graduated middle school. My sleep apnea and chronic insomnia was really bad. They would send the cops to my house. They would take me out of bed, this fucking police officer. They'd take me to school, and then I would pass out at school, and they'd take me back home. Trouble with teachers. I didn't give a fuck. I don't deal with authority that well. I think the education system's I got kicked out of every high school, and I never went back to school. Because I went to every high school in my area and got kicked out of every high school in my area, I would break into school at lunch with a backpack on so I looked like a student, and I would just hang out with my friends. My teachers all said I would be nothing, and all my friends thought I was a drug dealer. Everybody thinks I just dropped off the face of the planet and like died. I was very inveterate on doing something with myself. I wasn't just around with my time, I was learning. I was literally like insane as a teenager. I had created my own language. Like, I'm telling you, I was up as a teenager. I created my own language and I started writing it in anagrams on the walls and so that only I could understand it, and had a whiteboard where I was like etching into it. People said I had a voice to do stuff like this. I didn't think so. I gave it a shot. I listened to Cryotic growing up a lot. Mr. Creepypasta, Mr. Nightmare, blast Mr. Nightmare. I've just always been into it. So when I started my channel, I was 17, dropped out of school, living in a room with, I had no door because I had roundhouse kicked it in half because I'm a typical white boy. And I created my channel on a zip-tied microphone on a cut-up desk on a cracked version of FL Studio because I was fucking with music. Yeah, I was sleeping on the floor, arthritis in my back. My first video got 100 views, and I went with it after that. I fully committed. Like, I spent all the savings I had on equipment, which is this Blue Yeti mic, and I fully went for it. When I started my YouTube channel, I completely devoted everything I had to it. I didn't expect it to go anywhere. I made my picture like Frank the rabbit from Donnie Darko. And I did a live stream of like 5,000 subscribers, and my friend Eden drew like what I describe myself as mixed with like my current avatar. My channel kind of blew up too fast. I wanted to change everything. This was like a template of what I wanted. You guys quite literally saved me. And then, like, I'm more mentally sane now, I think. I don't know what was up with me. I was creating my own language and etching it into the walls in like this painted black room with no door, living on the floor. It was so f***ed up. I do enjoy doing it. I only do it when I'm inspired though. Like, if I don't have good enough stories, I don't want to make stuff. I can never just put stuff out that I'm not happy about. I don't upload anything unless I think it's good. That is for better and for worse. I think a big flaw that I have personality-wise is that I'm never satisfied with where I am because I'm always wanting to progress even more. I'm not happy with where I am. It's pretty much taken over my life. Corpse has kind of like fully taken over. I don't have a social life in real life, and not many people know about it, no. I lost my voice completely too. They had to stick a camera through my nose into my throat at my vocal cords to see why I was losing my voice constantly, because I wasn't able to talk either, which is GERD, really bad. Acid had corroded my throat. Yeah, basically it's acid reflux on steroids. And everything around it was corroded besides my vocal cords. I got really lucky. I actually didn't know that my voice was anything until after I made the videos. No, but really, I've never smoked before. Everyone asks me if I smoke like packs a day. I definitely don't. I've never smoked before, actually. Because I have sleep apnea and chronic insomnia, I would deliriously tweet things on Twitter and completely regret it. If you read my old tweets, they're delusional. They don't make any sense. I'm like talking to myself in third person and shit. What happens when your muscles relax is that your airways narrow. Since mine are already narrow, if I try to go to sleep and my muscles relax, it would completely close the airways in my throat, suffocating me and killing me. So that's why sleeping is difficult for me. Figure out that issue. So basically, I haven't had REM sleep in years and years and years and years. My old tweets and Snapchats are fucking delusional. Like, you're literally seeing my inner thoughts of somebody who was like 18 and is on like 3 days of no sleep talking to themselves, living a double life. Like, it's really fucked up when I look back on them. Since my memory is so shit from not sleeping, I actually don't remember recording and editing my own videos, that despite it taking hours and hours of my time. So I can actually rewatch my own videos and not remember the stories at all. I have like very bad anxiety. I never leave my house. I shake in public, it's horrible, and I don't take my meds for it. It's nothing to joke about, but I just talk about things lightly. Around 2 years ago, I started getting really bad health problems. I was 18 or 19 at the time. Doctors weren't believing me with the issues I was having, and they were causing me problems uploading, which is why the upload schedule started getting slower. I wasn't able to read stories because my eyesight was going. Whenever I would get checked for a prescription, they would tell me I have 20/20, but then I wouldn't be able to see what I'm reading. In September of 2018, things got really, really bad. I started getting brain zaps and my vision would go, and I went to the hospital for it, and they were telling me like they have to get me checked for a brain tumor. I found out right after that I didn't have insurance anymore, which was a very big shock to me at the time. I ended up getting insurance after weeks and weeks of this issue happening and thinking something was going to happen to me. They cleared me of no brain tumors, but I was left with the issue of wondering what's happening to me. I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia, basically. So when I was 19, they were telling me, you don't have fibromyalgia, you're in the lowest demographic for it. Anyway, I did have it, and they were wrong the whole fucking time. I got really like scared of posting anything on social media because I felt like if I wasn't posting videos, I wasn't justified in posting statuses on Twitter or Instagram or anything. And it got so bad to the point where I just ended up posting nothing, and I was just this fucking anxious mess that lived alone. I stayed in my apartment for months. I'm losing thousands of dollars per month, and like I lost track of time completely. I was just in bed for days and days and days. I was like, I'm gonna get back into videos. Like I had friends hyping me up. I woke up and I lost feeling in my arm. Right when I was gonna get back into videos in February, I couldn't click anymore. I started traveling from my hand up to my elbow. I was going to appointments every single day. No matter how many I went to, they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And at that point, I was so fuck it, but I was also so motivated because I was like, I'm gonna beat this. I was like, I'm gonna do this shit with one hand. At this point, my eyesight's fucked, so I can't read the stories coming into me. I can't click, so I can't edit that while I record very well. I'm in bed every single day and I don't have anyone here. And I'm losing thousands of dollars per month. And I woke up after recording something the night before, and my entire left arm, I lost feeling in it. Not just in the wrist up like it progressed before, but now I couldn't move both my arms. They had no idea why it was happening. I'm trying to move out of my apartment too, but I can't because now I can't lift things up. I ended up buying braces myself off of like Amazon and everything, trying everything. Like I was in a double arm brace on both my arms that I had to like put on myself, and I would wake up and like fucking just hope it wasn't gonna get worse. Everyone's messaging me, it can't get any worse than this. And then I find out my mom has cancer. And we don't really talk much, so she had it for a bit. And so I'm in a double arm brace in my bed, not talking to anybody, not able to move. And I just find that out, and it really like set me off. I didn't know what to do. Did the nerve glides, I got one of my arms to work again. This is all self-treating myself, by the way. The doctors weren't fucking helping at all. I go to physical therapy still multiple times a week. My arms still get aggravated, but I can use them now enough to do what I'm doing currently. And then recently, I found out that my mom is cancer-free. She doesn't have cancer anymore. I hit 1 million while I was gone. It's insane. This is my lifeline to everything. It's so difficult dropping out at 12 and being like, I'm gonna make something of myself someday. I'm gonna do something big. And then you do it, right? You're 17, you're 18, you do it. And then your health problems, your genetics are just like, fuck you and everything you ever wanted, die.